stop whatever you're doing. I'm about to expose every single conspiracy theory that heavy metal has to offer. Yes, heavy metal is indeed music from the devil. Back whenever Black Sabbath was about to form, Satan rose up from the earth and signed a contract with Ozzy Osbourne and the gang in order to become in league with Satan. Yes, indeed. Here in the modern administration, Barack Obama has used heavy metal's rise to the top in order to indoctrinate the youth and make them all slaves and Bernie Sanders supporters. And yes, indeed, heavy metal in some way caused 9/11 because jet fuel can't melt, steel Slipknots. And yes, in every single video, coverkillernation actually wears socks on his hands. It's true. So, we have a huge what the fuck moment here. There is actually Slipknot truthers that exist out there that claim that within the band's live show, you're never getting the same 9 members during each and every show. Now, understandably, we are a heavy metal society. We are a heavy metal channel that knows all about lineup changes and shifts and things of that variety. However, Slipknot truthers are claiming that these are all undocumented members that are coming up on stage and performing in the place of certain group members during shows. So, for example, apparently there is a part of this theory that's talking about the presence or the lack of presence, QX Files theme of Jim Root's hand tattoos. Either that or that Skrillex at one point. Yeah, Skrillex, the same guy that we've talked about and who's really not been all that great after his first record, actually DJ'd for the group for a total of 2 months during a recent tour. There's a lot of other things that sort of go along with this, but at its core, Slipknot truthers believe that if you go to a Slipknot show, underneath those masks, you really don't know if you're seeing all 9 true members of Slipknot. The ones that are actually a part of the band. Now, going to any sort of reputable website that speaks about their membership, you see that their lineup has shifted minorly throughout the years, most notably and most recently because of the deaths of Paul Gray and Joey Jordison deciding to go elsewhere, but then, whatever. But it's something that it's a little bit disconcerting whenever now you have folks that are saying that whenever you go to a show, you might not be getting the same members. This is something that is also evidenced by Ghost. However, we don't see very much in the way of Ghost conspiracy, do we? Oh wait, yeah we do. There have been 3 papas in Ghost, and some are saying that it's actually the same guy. Spoiler alert, duh. But there's something that's even deeper and more interesting about that, and that's the fact that it has been claimed and it has been circulated that for certain shows, certain times, Dave Grohl has actually been the man that has manned the skins for the Ghost shows, in turn becoming a nameless ghoul. Which is kind of an interesting conspiracy whenever you think about it, considering of how awesome Dave Grohl is. That isn't a conspiracy, that's something we hope is confirmed, because Dave Grohl. So Slipknot, 9 members, and they're not sharing the stage at the same time. Now, here's the one thing that I will say about this. There's 9 members to Slipknot. Someone's bound to get the flu bug. Someone's bound to have a beloved family pet pass away. Either that or someone is going to have to attend their young daughter's, dance recital, or else he's going to lose custody. Or perhaps there's going to be divorce papers filed, or perhaps there's a court order, or maybe he has to go watch his son suck at baseball. It's bound to happen. If you're under a mask, you actually have a little bit of liberty. You have a little bit of freedom. I mean, if you wear a mask and nobody sees your face on stage anyway, who's going to know if it's really you? How do they know that it's you already? How do we actually know who's truly in Slipknot? How do we discover this information? Where's the tinfoil? I need to make a hat! Conspiracy theories have been in an... They've been in an all-time high ever since, really, 9/11. But if you really consider it... Spooky! They've been in an all-time high ever since the advent of the internet, principally because now there's a worldwide web of people that are able to discuss similar ideas or present brand new information. So for those that are interested or are big purveyors of the magic bullet theory for JFK, you can easily go out there and find more people that have or have presented brand new information based around it. If you are somebody who watched Loose Change or any other documentary about the 9/11 conspiracy, then of course you know that there are tons of people out there. And even the Obama truthers, this is one that's gotten a lot more national attention considering it was presented principally by politicians as well as from Republicans, but it's also something that has had its own fair share of memes that have also caused a counterculture that's still believed to this day that Barack Obama was never born in the United States and never was qualified to be president. Perhaps he came from an alien race. And if I were him, I would go back, because this country's fucked. But yes, Slipknot being a conspiracy. Heavy metal being a conspiracy. Understandably, whenever you have a group that has masks and things of that variety, it does add a little bit of mystery. It does add a little bit of mystique. But is this something that really should be considered a full-fledged conspiracy? It sounds a bit ridiculous to me. If you're getting different members of Slipknot, do you really care all of that much, so long as you hear the voice of Corey Taylor, which apparently he's the only one that's consistent on this. He's the only one that's been at every single show. He's a robot. There's my conspiracy theory. Corey Taylor's a robot. He's a robot. How is it that there could be different members, all the other 8 members of Slipknot, but yet Corey Taylor's consistent? Is it merely, does he exist primarily just to set up the facade that Slipknot is the same Slipknot all the time? Or is this instead some sort of conspiracy? That way we can see, and the government experimented during the latter portions of the 90s up until today on how heavy music affects the youth and what sounds actually perpetuate some sort of thought among the counterculture of heavy metal. Is it now something where Corey Taylor's lyricism has now become synonymous with what heavy metal is all about in America? Have we been brainwashed, ladies and gentlemen? No, probably not. Slipknot is not a conspiracy. You're a conspiracy. I'm a conspiracy. Oh shit, I'm wearing a different shirt than I was earlier in the video. Where are the socks? I was wearing a box on my head. What the fuck was up with that? It's a conspiracy. Cover Killer Nation is a conspiracy. Cover Killer Nation is box me. He might be George Jones. He might be President George W. Bush. It's not, we're not, nothing is real. Nothing is real. The only way that we're going to solve all the answers is if somehow, some way, David Duchovny wakes up one day and is actually fucking Mulder. What the fuck is going on with this world? What the fuck is going on with this world? Or you can just accept the fact that these people are having just a little bit too much in the way of fun, have probably been exposed to some chemicals that they shouldn't have, and there are people in the South that believe that snow that they gotten were because of chemtrails. Intellect. It's a thing. So what do you guys think about this? Does this conspiracy theory have any form of validity? If you're a Slipknot fan, you've probably heard of this before. Are you sick to death of hearing about this? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this wild and wonderful theory that Slipknot is part of a larger conspiracy. Do you think Ghost has had a revolving door of members, including Dave Grohl? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Cover Killer Nation is actually schizophrenic? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that the X-Files should actually be merged with House in order to create the most sarcastic yet truth-finding duo in history? Let me know in the comments below. I'm on board. Let's make this happen, folks. I'm Cover Killer Nation, and I'll talk to you later.